Well, here we are at week 4, and the most valuable lesson I have learned through this entire process is don't hit your knuckles on the mic stand. Week 4 was actually really crazy. It started off with Ross coming back and needing to record his guitars for Eviscerate and Thagomizer. I had a bad weekend, to be completely candid, and when it came time to getting in the studio this week, I just didn't want to record. I don't want it to come off as some kind of diva thing, but there's a headspace that you have to get into when you're doing this kind of thing, otherwise you can't pour yourself into it. It turned out that the crapshoot of a weekend was actually pretty good to channel just a lot of the anger and musical violence that I would say goes into these songs. Between Thagomizer and Eviscerate, I'm getting a few lead parts in them, I guess you could say. They're not solos really, but they are like lead guitar-esque parts. And I've been leaning really heavily on my whammy pedal for these. With Eviscerate, there was a very specific sound I wanted to get on my lead parts, and I just wanted this really gnarly Korn, Godsmack sounding note in there, and I just couldn't get what I was wanting. So I ended up taking the octave up string and I tuned it up a quarter of a step, but that way the root would be accurate and the other one would be off by a quarter too high. And hit that with the whammy pedal and it was nasty. But Ross got those guitar parts nailed. He did some funky tuning things that made my soul hurt, but they did what they needed to for the song. It still makes my skin crawl, but we're in the studio. This is when you get to try things, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then on Thagomizer, I used the whammy pedal on that, but it's the whammy DT is what I have now. And so you have the whammy side and then a drop tune side. So at the beginning of Thagomizer, when Jacob kicks into his, I'm basically playing the same thing he is, but on the kind of have a hammer-on note, and then we slide up. And when it slides up, I'm going up 2 octaves on the whammy side. I did it, and Jacob was like, and I knew that we were onto something. And then in the bridge of Thagomizer, instead of the whammy, I'm using the drop tune side with that set to the root plus an octave. Then halfway through it, I decided, I wonder what this would sound like with some pinch harmonics. So I added the pinch harmonics and it just added some extra nastiness to it. The next step in the process was Tanner coming down to Lubbock to record his bass parts. Out of all the band members, I would say he's the easiest to record because he gets so easily distracted by things that if he starts getting frustrated, we just throw something across the room and it makes a noise and he forgets everything he was upset about.
So this is what, week 4 now? Week 4 now into it, and we're finally to the bass. Now where's that candy? We are doing things a little bit differently, so they haven't even recorded the majority of the album yet. It's still in production on all ends from every different musician inside of the band. So the fact that I'm here this early is kind of weird to me. You know, I'm the one that gets to sit on the music the longest. I get to do this and hang on to it for a little bit before it's really my turn to go in. And then, you know, Ross and Jacob call and say, hey, we got an idea. Let's do this in 2 days. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So all of a sudden, here I am 2 days later, nailing it. One shot Tanner. Now where's my candy? I feel like even my parts, my bass abilities, the tone in my bass, the instruments that I'm able to use on this album, tenfold better than the last one. This album is going to be, just from what we've already heard, it's gonna blow the last one out of the water. So now we can have candy. We came in to this recording session, we did Eviscerate and Thagomizer today, and we started off with Eviscerate because we've been playing it live several times now. I know that song should be like the back of my hand, and then we'll go into Thagomizer and really like put some work into it. And like true fashion, you know, exact opposite. Apparently I've been playing Eviscerate completely wrong for a while. So it's a lot better now. It's a lot tighter. And then we moved over to Thagomizer, and it was like, oh yeah, no problem, who cares? But wait until you hear Thagomizer. That says something. That's a hard song. So, can I have candy now? Thanks, man. All right, bye.
He came in and, in his own weird way, really knocked it out of the park. I think that his bass parts are really cool. I think that they work well. He's really thinking about the overall tone of the song. He's not just writing some random bass part and then, you know, turning around and hoping that it works. Like, he's really being methodical about how he writes, what he writes, and that it really fits.
He came in, he got it done, and I couldn't be any happier.
The last step of getting Eviscerate done, get the vocals done, because it's going to be the first single. We've been pushing that for a long time. I mean, we've had shirts for it for like 9 months now, I think.
There's all these challenges going in on recording vocals. You can't just pause between takes and retune your vocals. If I'm singing flat, I can't put a capo on my throat. I've tried it, it hurts. Finally getting to the point where I can get past my insecurities and really just become as vulnerable as I can in the vocal booth and lay it all out. If you notice a different sound vocally in this album, it's because I'm having to change the way I sing a little bit because I don't want to lose my voice. Once the voice goes, a lot of what I love about performing music goes. So I'm having to augment the way that I perform live and in the vocal booth. It's a different sound. And so far, just the tracks that we've listened back through in Logic, they sound good. I don't feel like I'm sacrificing anything of myself with these augmentations, and I'm really happy with where Eviscerate's gone vocally.
Thagomizer, such a fun, it's just fun to say. Thagomizer. Ross and I kind of had the discussion of, do we need to like re-record, you know, like production vocals for Thagomizer? When it comes to doing demo vocals now, he's not recording them in his closet like he was in the first album. We're literally doing it in our vocal booth. So you're not gonna get a cleaner production recording than what we have already.
The parts were tight, they were on pitch, the doubles, everything was synced up. It was about as hard hitting as I felt like I could get it, and I didn't feel like I could improve on it. We may have re-recorded the whole verses, because there were a few lyrical changes I made just so that words didn't feel like they were stumbling out of my mouth. I think that's the only time I can remember us using really any main parts from demos that carried over into the actual productions of songs. And not being able to leave well enough alone, I was at church one Sunday, was sitting with a group of friends and talking to a couple of our ministers. And I was like, hey guys, you wanna sing some parts on our album? And they were like, say no more. Well, as you can see, we are not in the studio today. We're actually recording the last parts for Thagomizer before we get it sent off for engineering. It's just a kind of a vocal ensemble of guys singing a specific part in the song. So the idea was just one of those things that kind of hit in the studio when we were doing the demo. And I thought it would be cool, instead of just layering single voices, let's just get a small group of guys together and do it. So we talked to Evan, and I said, do we need that be isolated? Do we need a loud, reverberous room? And he said, the nastier the room, the better. So this one's very live. I'm excited to see the results, and I'm just gonna get this thing knocked out this morning. As much as we love music, the people around us also give us energy to do music. This is just another instance of that, where we kind of get to like share the experience with them too. And man, they sounded really good, and it sounds cool, and it sounds so full for these like essentially 4 different tracks that we have of the chorus vocals for that song. And man, I can't wait for y'all to hear. I can't wait to hear an actual mix back from it, actually. While we were with Chris and Matt recording the whoa-whos in the big room, we got a message from Jeremy that was like, guys, I've been workshopping Breathe and Hope. I'm ready to go on these.
So the first day of drums in week 4, we started on a song called Breathe. We got there and he got it tracked and it was going just about on par with the pacing of other recording sessions with him.
And Jeremy's feeling great. And Jacob just pops his little happiness balloon till it's going flaccid and lifeless. And Jeremy's like, what could you possibly want? And Jacob's like, what if we threw in some fills at these parts? He didn't workshop them at all. He didn't even know this was gonna happen. He finally landed on some things that were workable, and between he, Jacob, and I, it was like, okay, I like this. Yeah, this part feels kind of weird, so let's throw this in, and we came up with some really cool fills that rounded out the drum parts on that song.
The next day we decided we were gonna do Hope. Hope is a jammy rock song. Also, I wanted to take the opportunity to do something in like a major key, which is, you know, crazy for us. How dare we? Like, it's absolutely the simplest song probably on this album. Not to say it's not good, and it's just not as complicated. And I'm anticipating that it's gonna take about as much time as Breathe took. Harambe tracked the entire song, multiple takes, in 25 minutes from the time we started rolling till the time we said, we're good? Okay, we're done. After Jeremy just like, you know, smoked Hope, we came back and I was like, hey, you know what? We have the time today. I'll do the rhythms for Hope. The hardest thing with tracking the rhythms for that was not getting stuff right. It was more about not getting lazy. Even still, I think it took a minimal amount of time to get those tracked and it's out of the way. I was feeling pretty confident, and so I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do the solo. I did not nail the solo. I actually still haven't nailed the solo. Fought with it, and finally I was like, you know what? This is not worth being miserable over, so let's just put it down. But I think for an entire week of production, we got a lot done.
Week 4 has been the Wonkavator of recording. Like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the elevator eventually goes up and busts through the top, and what we really hope is going to bust through the top this week is that crowdfunding is officially launched for newsletter members. If you are an existing member of the newsletter, you should have already received the link to the crowdfunding that's not public access yet. But if you're not a member yet, go ahead and sign up. It's labor12.com, laborxii.com. Sign up for the newsletter. You will get instant access to all the tiers of crowdfunding. And you didn't hear this from me, but you'll get instant access to something that nobody will have for about a month.
Jump on that. You're not gonna wanna miss it. And then brag to your friends about what you got so that they jump on it too.